We're here at the Titanic exhibit in Orlando, Florida. It's on International Drive, 7324 International Drive. Our flight doesn't leave until this evening. We just got off of a cruise, so we thought we would find something to do. This is a great way to spend a few hours looking through a lot of the artifacts that the Titanic has. The ship went down on Sunday, April 14th in 1912, and the ship was not recovered or found until 1985. So this is a great walking tour. You become a passenger, and at the end you find out if you survive or if you were a victim of the Titanic. So we're going to show you some of the photos we were able to take inside the exhibit. You cannot videotape, but you are allowed to take photos. So we'll go through those photos and we'll give you a little bit of history on the Titanic. Join us now on the walking tour of the Titanic exhibit. As we go through the photos, you'll see anything under glass is actual artifacts that were recovered from the wreckage. Any other items that we show that we took pictures of are replicas from what the ship looked like from pictures that were taken. So the Titanic set sail on the 10th of April, 1912 from Southampton en route to New York City. And on April 14th at 11:40 p.m., she struck an iceberg. And approximately 2.5 hours later, on April 15th, she sank. It would be it's been 112 years since the Titanic sank, and it would take 72 years to actually find the wreckage. This is the radio room where they called the SOS. These are papers that were actual papers recovered from the Titanic. And this is the suitcase that they were found in, or one of the suitcases. Interesting fact is this suitcase is leather, and leather does not disintegrate in the sea. So the leather kept everything intact and kept those papers intact, and they were able to salvage a lot of those documents.
This is one of the chairs that they would have out on the deck on the Titanic. And this is just some of the things that they just picked off the floor there. They have the hot and cold water, which was, back then, that was very good. And these are just some of the bowls that were in the first class area.
Chamber pot, some of the tiles. This is a replica of the first class accommodations. And the first class passengers, it was luxury for anyone that sailed first class on the Titanic. There was a gym, there was an indoor swimming pool. Here's the dinnerware from the first class dining rooms. There were multiple dining rooms for the first class passengers. Second and third class did not have multiple dining rooms. They just had one dining area. Coming up, I believe it's the third class. This is the third class passenger dinnerware. So you can see a difference between the first class passengers and the third class passengers. Many of the passengers that were sailing second and third class were moving to America. They were coming to America for a better life, to have opportunity that they don't have in their own home native country. The Titanic was actually found in 1985 by Robert Ballard. He was working with the Navy, and he had been commissioned to dive and find 2 submarines that were lost after World War II. They sank in the Atlantic, and one of the caveats was that he could search for the Titanic. So he found the 2 submarines. There was 12 days left of the mission, and within 8 days, he found the Titanic off of the coast of Newfoundland. This is an actual piece of the hull, And also at the end of the exhibit, there is an iceberg, and you're able to touch the iceberg and feel what the temperature of the water was the night that the ship sank, and it was extremely cold. You can't survive in that. This is the passenger that I was through our walking tour, Rosalie Ida Blund Strauss, and unfortunately, I was a victim.
And this is me, Colonel Ultraboard Gracie, and I did survive.
So it's a nice walking tour.
Cat and Mike, the ship set sail on a journey that'll never fail. With the wind in their hair and the sun shining bright, they're dancing on the waves. It feels just right.